So one of our early attempts at developing housing, there was 3 abandoned buildings on Avenue C and 9th Street. And we had this really sort of ambitious plan to do one building as sort of a licensed residence, one building as a low-income housing, and one building as sort of a market rate, or more hard to imagine now. This is in the 1989, the Lower East Side, and there were city-owned buildings, but it took forever to kind of put this package together. And eventually the back of one of the buildings fell off, and we shored it up, and then we just had to abandon the project altogether. By that time, the city was selling off vacant properties and using the proceeds to renovate their city-owned buildings that needed repairs. And one of the sites was on 258 East 4th Street. And so after we lost our buildings on Avenue C, we went back to the city and said, sell us that site on East 4th Street, and that'll be an exchange. And the city said they didn't want to do that because they wanted to maximize the proceeds from the site. And we went to the community board, and they actually voted unanimously that community access be given the site for $1. And so we used that as an opportunity to sort of replicate what we had done on Stanton Street by accident, by having families and expatriates living together. We'll do it on purpose. And we designed a 50-unit building that had 28 apartments for families, 2-bedroom apartments, and 22 large 500-square-foot studios. We were able to do it because there was like one-time funding from the state housing department, and we put a proposal together that was awarded. So we put a presentation together called Children in the Hallways to publicize this model that we felt should be more widespread. Having a model that sort of integrates family and children, it has a tremendous restorative feature for the people who have been told that they're disabled and they are a threat to the community. We were part of a research study a few years later, and they did focus groups with the tenants. And families, no family, by the way, has ever turned down an apartment at community access because they found out that there was mental health clients living there. Some families said they wanted to live in a diverse community, and they thought that was a positive thing. The community access tenants were surprised that they were allowed to live in a building like that. And sort of the effect of having this kind of, you're telling people basically, you're fine. You're a tenant, there's rules for tenants to obey. You obey the tenant rules. You're perfectly allowed to live here. After we developed 258 East 4th Street, we added the feature of having pets and letting people have a pet. And that really changes the dynamic even further, because family members have a dog, this other community access person has a dog, they see each other, then they're fellow dog owners. Our second director of advocacy was a woman named Jody Silver. And Jody Silver was a dog person, Italian Greyhound dog person. And she advocated that we should allow tenants to have pets. And our property management team had been opposed. Pets would create a mess in the apartments, cats, dogs, and be a nuisance. Jody eventually won us over. We set up a program with a rider to the lease that outlined the responsibilities of the pet owner, and it's been amazing. To have a companion with sort of unconditional love, that maybe it's something you've never had in your life before,